It's a very great pleasure for us this evening to say hello to an up-and-coming Merseyside group, the Beatles. And I know their names, and I'm going to try and put faces to them. Now, you're John Lennon, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
What do you do in the group, John?
I play harmonica, rhythm, guitar, and vocal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it.
Then there's Paul McCartney, that's you.
That's me, yeah.
And what do you do?
Play bass guitar and sing, I think.
Oh,
that's what they say.
Then there's George Harrison.
How do you do?
How do you do? What's your job?
Lead guitar and sort of singing.
Mm-hmm. By playing lead guitar, does that mean you're sort of leader of the group, or are you...
No, just... Well, you see, the other guitars, the rhythm.
Yeah.
Ching, 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 you see.
It's solo guitar, you see. John is, in fact, the leader of the group. Yeah. And over in the background here, and also in the background of the group, but making a lot of noise, is Ringo Starr.
Hello.
You're new to the group, aren't you?
Yes, 9 weeks now.
Were you in on the act when the recording was made of Lovely
Yes,
June?
I'm on the record.
Down on record, you know.
I'm the drummer.
What's that offensive weapon you've got there? Those are your
Well,
drumsticks.
it's just a pair of sticks a fan have just bought me, because we're going away, and they put my name on.
Yeah.
And it's good,
Well, you say you're going away. That leads us on to another question now. Where are you going?
Germany, Hamburg.
Now, you have
2 weeks.
standing in great engagements over there, haven't you?
Well, the boys have been there quite a lot, and I've been there with other groups, but this is the first time I've been there with the Beatles.
Well, Paul, you tell us, how did you get in on the act in Germany?
Well, it was all through an old agent. We first went there for a fellow who used to manage us, and Mr. Alan Williams of the Jacaranda Club in Liverpool, and he found the engagement, so we sort of went there, and then went under our own steam, as they say afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
And we've just been going backwards and forwards.
You're not dizzy at all?
Well, yes, actually, yes.
Yeah.
It's my left leg, the war.
George, were you brought up in Liverpool?
Yes, so am I, yes.
Whereabouts?
Born in Wavertree, where the aeroplanes are, yes,
Yeah.
the air.
Well, now, I'd like to introduce, if I may, a young disc jockey. His name is Melvin Threadgill. He's 16 years old, to ask some questions.
I understand you've made other recordings before on a German label.
Yeah.
Is that right? What ones were they?
Right, first of all, we made a recording with a fella called Tony Sheridan. We were working at a club called the Top 10 Club in Hamburg. And we made a recording with him called My Bonnie, which got to number 5 in the German hit parade, but it didn't do a thing over here. It wasn't a very good record, but sort of the Germans must have liked it a bit, And we did an instrumental which was released in France on an EP of Tony Sheridan's, which George and John wrote themselves. That wasn't released here. We've got one copy, that's all.
You composed P.S. I Love You and Love Me Do yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who does the composing?
It's John and I. We write, sort of the songs between us. Yeah. We've signed contracts and things to say that if we sort of...
equal shares.
Yeah, equal shares and royalties and things. We just both write most of the stuff. George did write this instrumental, but mainly it's John and I. We've written over about 100 songs, but we don't use half of them, We just happened to sort of rearrange Love Me Do and played it to the recording people and P.S. I Love You. And they seemed to quite like it, so that's what we recorded.
Is there any more of your own compositions you intend to record?
Well, we did record another song of our own when we were down there, but it wasn't finished enough. So, we'll take it back next time and see how they like it then.
Did any of you come over this side before you became famous, as it were?
Well, we played here. I don't know what you mean by famous. If being famous is being in the hit parade, well, we've been over here about 2 months ago. Been here twice, haven't we?
I've got relations here.
Have you?
Yes. Oh, all sides of the water.
Yeah, I've got a relation in Clawton Village.
I've got a friend in Birkenhead.
I wish I had.
I know a man in Chester.
Now, that's a very dangerous thing to say. There's a mental home there, mate.
I like your impressions on first appearance on television.
Well, strangely enough, we thought we were going to be dead nervous, and everyone said, when you see the cameras, you realise that there were 2 million people watching, because there were 2 million watching that, people in places that we heard afterwards. But, strangely enough, it didn't come to us. We didn't think at all about that. And it was much easier doing the television than it was doing the radio. It's still nerve-wracking, but it was a little bit easier than doing radio because there was a full audience for the radio broadcast.
Do you find it nerve-wracking doing this now?
Yeah.
A certain record on Parlophone, the top side has been requested, so perhaps the Beatles themselves would like to tell them what it's going to be.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be Love Me Do.
949.
Love Me Do.
Buy it, folks.
And I'm sure from them the answer is P.S. I Love You.
Yeah.